up, everybody? Welcome back to Taste Like Music. Jason, Joe, and Crams are here. Sly and the Family Stone Week, and going to talk about some hip hop, something we don't do very often on this channel. But Sly and the Family Stone, actually, in a way, are pioneers of the genre, heavily sampled in hip hop. We mentioned in the album ranking video, Into My Own Thing being sampled by Fatboy Slim and Weapon of Choice. Thank You is sampled by Janet Jackson on Rhythm Nation. They've been sampled by Tupac and Ice Cube and countless others. So we're going to talk about some of our favorite hip hop samples today. I think people that watch this channel know that I am not a big hip hop fan. That is no secret. However, it's always fun when you can pick out a sample and go, "Hey, I know that song." So I've got a few ready for you.
All right. Well, I'm going first. Joe probably likes hip hop a little more than I do, but I do like it. And I'm going to start off with Jay-Z with It's All Right, featuring that fishbowl synth loop from Once in a Lifetime by Talking Heads, which is one of my favorite songs of all time. That bubble effect and the bass and drum part, but he kind of slows it down and makes it deeper and manipulates. It's pretty cool. And it's a good song. Jay-Z is actually one of my more preferred hip hop artists of recent times, but I don't really think I've mentioned him too much on the channel other than I think Empire State of Mind making one of my lists once. Next, I've got Drake with Let's Call It Off, sampling Peter, Bjorn, and John, Let's Call It Off, which is a great song from Writer's Block, their album. It kind of pisses me off that he used this just like 3 years after Peter, Bjorn, and John released it. I think you need to give it a little more respect and a little more time. But one of the reasons why I'm picking this is because I don't like Drake, and this song is pretty much just Peter, Bjorn, and John straight up. Like, he uses the drums and the claps in the verse, and then just the actual sample of the song comes in for the chorus, the first chorus. And it's just like you're just listening to Peter, Bjorn, and John. Like, Drake just drops out. And then he just starts covering it word for word. And then he mixes in his own thing. So there's like barely any Drake in it, which is what I want from a Drake song. The least amount of Drake I can get. Next, I've got MHZ with World Premiere, using Monkey Man by the Rolling Stones, which makes sense, especially the intro with just that bass going like boom, 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 and then those little piano taps. Old school street hip hop, using those parts I just said, tailor-made for like that slow driving, chill session kind of hip hop stuff. And I think it's really important to listen to because I believe this came out in '98, and the lead singer of this group, pretty much you can hear the influence that would become a pretty famous white boy rapper called Eminem, really kind of lifting a lot of his rhythm and style. Next, from Third Base, I've got Pop Goes the Weasel, a really cool track kind of ripping on the state of hip hop in like 91, 92, ripping on like Vanilla Ice and stuff. Uses Sledgehammer by Peter Gabriel, and I love the use of it because it's just got like that little guitar plucking going on and the da-na-na-na-na-na, like morphed just perfectly. Also uses some Stevie Wonder, and then that cool little intro keyboard part to Eminem's Front by The Who. But Sledgehammer is pretty much the bare bones of that. And one of my all-time favorites I'm going with, I got Ice-T with Midnight, which is literally just Black Sabbath, and When the Levee Breaks by Led Zeppelin morphed into one. Like, you just get that awesome like backbeat of friggin' John Bonham with one of the best drum things ever, and then that satanic eeriness from the Black Sabbath composition, and he manipulates it, cuts it out perfectly, like scratches it a little bit, and it just creates this dark mechanism to these really heavy and hard in your face vocals. The vibe and the allure is just perfect on it.
Shocked that Cram did not have this one. Paper Planes by MIA, using Straight to Hell by The Clash. He likes both of those artists a lot. Thought he would have it, but yeah, it's a pretty cool use of that sample. Every time I hear the Clash song, I actually think of the MIA track first. So it's kind of cool how she repurposed it. Next is one that I didn't know the source of until 1972 week, and that is Joe Cocker's Woman to Woman, being used in California Love by Tupac. Really cool groove. Can see why they took it because it works perfectly. Then I'm going to go with A Tribe Called Quest, Can I Kick It, taking that bass line from Walk on the Wild Side. Again, I think a really creative use of the original, kind of takes it and makes it something different and new. Then I'll go with Future Sound by Jurassic 5, using Three Dog Night 1, which is really cool. Also, I think that it's a pretty interesting repurposing of a track. Next, I got Working on It by Jay Dilla, using The Worst Band in the World by 10cc. And he takes like a bunch of different parts of this song and uses it all through his track. Kind of just like put the 10cc song in a blender and it like tore it apart, and pretty cool the way he put it back together. And then lastly, I've got It's Tricky by Run DMC using My Sharona. I think there's also a sample from Mickey in there from Tony Basil, but My Sharona, the more prominent sample, I think it's a pretty good use of that one as well.
Right. Yeah, there's a ton of cool songs that have been sampled over the years. Just I'm not going to use this one because it's too obvious, but according to the website whosampled.com, When the Levee Breaks has been used 231 times, sampled 231 times, and it's probably the drums every time. So that's a big one. And then The Big Beat by Billy Squier, sampled 318 times, probably most notably in 99 Problems by Jay-Z. Other stuff that I like, Footsteps in the Dark by the Isley Brothers, very prominent use in It Was a Good Day by Ice Cube, gives that song its big hook. Perfect little sample there. More recent one, Sweet Nothings by Brenda Lee, which Kanye West used in Bound 2 to make a really weird friggin' track. The way it sort of like hops from sample to sample. It's bizarre, but it works. We'll do I Keep Forgetting by Michael McDonald, used wonderfully in Regulators by Warren G and Nate Dogg. Jason stole The Magnificent Seven from me, but here's one that I didn't know, and I'd always assumed it was come up with by Daft Punk, but no, it's Edwin Birdsong's Cola Bottle Baby was the big hook for Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger, which was then used by Kanye West in Stronger. So it's like a triple play there. That's a triple word score. So I win.
Triple score. You got 3 right there, brother. Oh, I missed categories. We should all play categories sometime, guys.
That'll be a good side 3.
It'd be a great Patreon.
I was going to say, let's do it on
with
Patreon.
categories.
Great.
Yeah.
I'll get the subscribers coming in.
Yeah, loves categories. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. Let us know what your favorite hip hop samples are. Drop them in the comments. Let us know if you like categories and if you would sign up for Patreon based on a categories night. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.